Hi, everyone. We are back. Patrick was having just a couple little technical difficulties because he's traveling, but I'm going to bring him in. This is
Hello.
Patrick from Siser, and
Hey,
I'm just going to let
everybody.
him take it over.
Oh,
How's
nice.
that?
It's just a whole full takeover here, huh? I like
Full
it.
takeover. There you go.
Okay. Well, hello, everyone. My name is Patrick Ali. I am the lead educator at Caesar North America. And that's just a fancy way to say that I make all the videos and do all the scripts for all of the things that you learn when you watch us at Caesar. But I just wanted to hop on into this awesome event and be able to have an opportunity to kind of tell you a little bit more about Caesar and a little bit more about our products and additional resources that you guys may have, whether you're a crafter, a hobbyist, or maybe you're trying to take that next step into growing a business out of this is the whole reason why you guys are here. So first of all, thank you guys so much to the entire team for letting me hop in, even with me being on the road. Come in and just talk your ear off for a few minutes. So, like I said, my name's Patrick. I work for a company called Caesar North America. If you haven't heard of us, we are a heat transfer vinyl manufacturer. What that means is we create all of the different vinyls and materials that you can take on your craft cutter and then create really, really beautiful things, kind of like what I got on my jersey here. And there's so many other opportunities you have, whether it's in the craft space, if you're an embroiderer, if you're somebody that does sublimation. We have created different outlets for you as a creator. Now, one of our most recent historical launches that we did about 3 years ago now, which some of the folks in this event all have, whether a Romeo or a Juliet, we were able to bring now a craft cutter to the market. So Caesar for us, we're based out of Vicenza, Italy. We are a manufacturer of heat transfer vinyl, but we started out in the world of fashion, obviously being an Italian-based company. And we've done and created products for multiple larger brands. But around 2005, 2006, we took an opportunity and we realized that it was time to take some of these really fantastic products that people are wearing undergarments, whether you were shopping for a Nike, an Adidas, a Pink, Victoria's Secret, and I can go, the list goes on and on. And we wanted to make those products accessible for people that wanted to decorate. And, prior to the 2000s, most decoration was you found, printable material at a, regular retail store like a Walmart or something. You throw it through your desktop printer and you kind of had this sheet of plastic sitting on your shirt. Well, we decided to take that opportunity and kind of re-engineer and reinvent the way that these materials are not only used, but also the makeup of some of these materials. So we've been very, very blessed to have materials that are not only CPSIA compliant, which means for anybody out there that's creating with, say, kids clothing or any youth apparel of that kind, maybe you're working for a school district and creating some garments for their school store. That CPSIA compliance is a very important one because that certifies that the materials, the chemicals, and the things that are used to actually make all of these heat transfers, whether pressure sensitive or heat transferable, it gives you an opportunity to know that those are safe products. And we've also been lucky enough to get certifications like BPI. And what that basically means is a biodegradable certification. And yes, I said vinyl biodegradable. So we have a really awesome product that we call Pure HT. Super thin, super easy to work with. But one of the great attributes of that material is that if that material is buried, so if you're burying your t-shirts after you're done, if that material, for whatever reason, scraps get into the earth, they completely go away within 90, I think it's like 90 days to 120 days. And it's a really, really fun and cool experimental product for us. And it's something we actually spent 5 years to develop. So that's the biggest takeaway from my little talk here being a sponsor of the event is that we really take our material and the materials you guys use every day is very, very seriously. And what I mean by that is we want to make sure not only are they certified to be safe products, but the big thing is they have to be easy to use. So that's why we have beautiful, beautiful products like our Caesar Easy Weed, which if you've never used it, definitely get your hands on some. It's our most basic standard vinyl, your everyday iron-on for all my Cricut users in the event. And it is a super simple material, not only to use to weed, but there's also a lot of these little attributes of different materials. And speaking about the easy product or the easy line of materials, they all have a really special attribute called the 1 second tack. And what that basically means is if you are doing a multi-layer design on a shirt, you guys know just as well as I do, if we don't pre-press our garments well enough, they don't shrink enough, they don't reduce all that moisture and evaporate a lot of that moisture out of the garment, we can sometimes have misregistrations when it comes to heat applying a material. So things like the 1 second tack really allow you to heat apply multiple layers quickly, but without over shrinking your garment, which then causes registration in your in your design. And some people, maybe that's a fashion statement, I don't know, maybe you have a brand and your whole thing is misalignment, that's cool. But me, for somebody with OCD and also is a crafter, I can't do it. So it's a great attribute of some of our materials. Fast forward down the road to a few short years ago, we really were trying to find a way to make cutting machines and softwares a little bit more accessible, but also have a team of people built around our products. And so we actually launched two products called the Romeo and the Juliet high definition cutters. And then we also have Leonardo Design Studio, which is our design software to help basically be that vessel to run our cutting machines. And when we established those, the big goal in those cutters were the opportunity to find all the little bits and pieces of the industry that you guys love, whether it's a Cricut, it's a Silhouette, it's a Canva program, Adobe Illustrator, CorelDRAW. And we really wanted to start creating a list of the good, the bad, and the indifferent. And actually, one of the instructors here, Ellie Mae, has been a pivotal part of that process. So if you don't already have Leonardo and you haven't had a chance to see it, not only check it out, but make sure that you get her ebook, because it is jam-packed with information, how-tos, understanding terminology within the cutters, and that's part of that team element. We've had so many creators that have been awesome and gracious enough to spare their time, spare some of their teaching power. We've been able to extract a lot of brain power from a team of creators and educators in the industry, and it's been really fun to be able to develop more and more. So with that, we also have some pretty extensive updates coming soon. I know that Ellie's been able to kind of test it and play with it already, but we're really excited for kind of the next stage of our software. And we're really excited for the next stage of where heat transfer vinyls, as well as DTF, goes in the future. We definitely want to take processes and make them very, very simple, make them more obtainable, make them safer for you guys to use, and also help to control the production of these things, making sure that the quality is consistent every single time, which is something that Siser has always, prided ourselves on, even back in the 1970s when we started. I do have to say though, Anne, I have to really quickly just address the name Siser. I feel like we have to. I usually open up with this, but I will say for anybody that's like, wait a minute, it's not Siser and it's not Siser. The company name is Siser, and the reason why it's spelled the way that you see it instead of Caesar like the salad is actually the two original founders of our company, Sergio and Simona. We basically migrated both of their names together to create Caesar and what you see today. So it's been a really interesting. It's a started out as a generational family business, and then it became into manufacturing, and then it has grown and grown and grown into what you guys visually see, whether it's tutorial videos, whether it's designs, whether it's photos or a Facebook group, and everything under the sun has really been a constant culmination of growing and adjusting and trying to work within this industry and this world. So that's kind of my 10,000-foot view of Caesar, for the audience.
Well, I love it. I mean,
Thank you.
And yes, a lot of people do say it's
Mhm.
not Caesar, it's Siser.
It's Sizer, yep, yep. It's funny because we've gotten to the point where now I can.
I did, but it's Italy, and Caesar is like Romeo Caesar.
Repeat it for Miss Julie.
Caesar, like the salad.
But why?
Because it's the
From outside.
oh, okay. It's the two original founders named Sergio and Simona. It's those two names put together.
Oh,
That
well,
makes sense.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might call
That's
it
all right.
Siser every once in a while.
Hey, listen, at this point, I just say whatever your phone autocorrects to, that's what it is. You know what I mean? It could be sister at this point, you know?
No, I like Siser.
Set you up.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well,
Yeah, absolutely.
I haven't seen any questions in here. I just
Oh.
there's yep, there is one.
There we go.
Specialty adhesive vinyls does Siser
Ooh.
have? Oh my gosh.
That's really great. So if we're talking about pressure sensitive vinyl, all your sticker stuff, Siser, we have a ton of different lines of products. So we have what we call our Avery Dennison line. We've actually worked in conjunction with the team over at Avery Dennison to develop some of the PSV products or pressure sensitive materials that you're used to using every day. And then we also have things like glitter. We also have other items like etched. So if you're somebody that wants to get the etched look, especially in tumblers and in glass and stuff like that, but maybe you don't want to, have the hassle of using a stripper or a tumbler strip or anything like that, you definitely have opportunities to just use it with the pressure sensitive materials. So with that said too, we also have other lines of material within the PSV line where we have holographic pearls. So it gives you more of that holographic color shifting change. And then we also always have stuff coming down the pipeline. I see the next question loaded up. Anything new coming out? That's a great question. And I will give you guys already know, everybody that knows and watches our lives knows that I give away too much info, but I'll give you an exclusive. We are working on a new line for our Brick 600 line that will be called Brick 600 Pearl. That'll be coming out actually pretty soon in the next couple of months, but it's a really cool, it's Brick 600. Which is a dimensional product that we have here at Siser, but it has actually a pearlescent finish, and it does have a slight color shift finish to it. So that's going to be a really, really fun one. But for anybody that hasn't had a chance to see some of our newer stuff that's come out, one thing that we do have is like things like our glitter puff. So our regular puff, but in a glitter form, our regular puff, but in a metallic form. Those are all recent launches that we've had. And I will, if I can, I'll plug.
You can plug.
For
That's
okay,
why
for the
you're a sponsor.
I appreciate it. So I run a series called Siser After Dark. And basically that series is built for you guys, webinar style, to really go in depth in each of our products, a technique, a new skill, whatever it may be under the sun. And I will say that as of April 6th will be the next After Dark episode. So if you follow us at Siser North America, you can get all of that information and get your ticket for the webinar. They're absolutely free to join. But I'll actually be going over the newest updates of our Leonardo Design Studio software and going step by step through some of the new tools. So that'll be a really fun one. And that Siser After Dark series is also over on YouTube if you want to watch any of the playlist, because we've really taken some of your challenges and shown you how to fix those, mistakes, or fix some of those early onset mistakes, or prepping your environment to ensure that you get a proper application, you get the best ultimate result, and ultimately you don't have your customer calling you back, or in my case, my mother-in-law yelling at me because something falls off her shirt. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Somebody had asked about adhesive. Do you have an adhesive?
We do. So we have it's just called Easy Weed adhesive. So you can use that and use it as the same way that it's a cuttable. So you just put it carrier side down on your cutter, make sure that you mirror it, and then you're able to use a craft foil to actually place over it.
For foiling. So I need some of
for foil. I like it. I'll send you some. Well, that's totally fine.
that I need.
Yeah.
Do you have UK stocklist?
Stockist? So we do. So if you reach out to our Siser Italy team, you can always send us an email to info@caesarna.com. So if you send us an email to info@caesarna.com, we'll get you connected with our team over in UK, and they'll be able to guide you on resellers, distributors, or anywhere that you can find our products. Absolutely.
Okay. Perfect. Can you see that next question?
I see that. Yeah.
Can
we ever consider washing? It says, would Siser ever consider a washi tape line? Years ago, Cricut made washi sheets for cutting machines, and there aren't any on the market anymore. Listen, we're always looking to develop. That's the first in a while that I've had somebody ask about washi tape. So we'll definitely, I think we definitely can take a look and see what opportunities are there. But that's the other part that's great about Caesar is that when we get that feedback, it truly goes back to our team. We very much take it in consideration. We talk about it and we make decisions based on what you guys are looking for. So sometimes, you know, with manufacturing and budgets and all that, it does sometimes become difficult because there's been some wild requests out there, but we do our best to try to ensure that we're meeting you halfway in the conversation of being able to deliver something of value. Yeah. For someone, okay, here we go. What are some tips for someone who has never used vinyl before? Ooh, this is a great question. Here's my biggest two tips. Okay. Number one, test cut, test cut, test cut. Always make sure. My best friend in the industry, Stephanie Goodall Young, always says test cut. And that is something that I've always kept in my brain since, you know, the day I met her, or actually the day I was watching her videos before I even got a chance to meet her. But with that, I always say to people, jump in, just dive in 100%, try it. Don't be afraid to fail. If you fail, we always fail forward. We learn from our mistakes. And if you want a little entertainment, you can come learn from my mistakes, watch a video, and then you can make it better. You know?
There are no mistakes in crafting. I'm sorry. It's
That's
just
true. There's none. There's none. All right, let's see. We've got, sorry, can I ask what DTV is? Products often have acronyms, but it's difficult to find any acronym what it stands for. That's awesome. That's a great question. So DTV, DTF, DTG, HTV, PSV, simple enough, excuse my French, but what the hell do all of these things mean? You know what I mean? So with that, DTV is much like DTF, where it's called direct to film. DTV is direct to vinyl. So it's a full vinyl solution. You can take a sheet of it, you can put it into your regular desktop printer that you have at home. You're able to print a full color design. That software that you're using, whether it's Cricut, it's Silhouette, it's Romeo and Juliet, it doesn't make a difference. You're able to put registration marks in a print and cut sheet, which again, we all have a ton of videos on it. So definitely be able to learn a little bit more about print and cut if it's something you're not doing already. And then you're able to, again, print full color, cut out your design, weed out the excess, and then transfer that on to whatever substrate. So think of it as like a printable vinyl, but a printable vinyl that you can use on your home desktop as opposed to buying a $20,000, $30,000 large format machine to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
It has to be the last question because we have another session. Sorry, guys. I love
this one I can answer really quick. What kind of vinyls on the shirt? This is actually 4 different materials. This is Strip Flock Pro, Easy Puff Metallic, Easy Weed Electric, and then easy or holographic pearl to kind of create this whole Caesar design. So it adds kind of a cool like domed effect to the actual garment
Which
itself.
one's the Easy Puff?
So actually, the way that this is made, the way the Caesar logo is stacked, is it is the same contour 3 different times. The bottom layer is Strip Flock Pro. Then on top of that is the Easy Puff Metallic. But because the Easy Puff Metallic is a 2-step application, you have to heat apply it for 10 seconds, tear the carrier off, it still stays flat. So what we kind of came up with or figured out is we can actually apply an Easy Weed Electric, which is a bendable, mendable material. And on that second press of the puff, when we start to get that puff activation, all of a sudden what we've noticed happen with that, the Easy Weed Electric would kind of add as this like doming effect to that. So after we do that, for all my embroiderers out there, I'm horrible with registration. So we just added a small contour so I can make sure there was no lines. That's it. That's my sim stitch to this design.
Hey, it works.
It works well, yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
and
guys so
for
much.
being a sponsor of Bellicon.
Absolutely.
We appreciate everything you do and partnering with you and mentioning Ellie's book.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely pick that up. And also too, if you sign up for Leonardo Pro, you get the book for free too. So that's a
From
benefit
Caesar,
right there.
You do, yep.
There's a benefit sandwich anywhere you go. So definitely get yourself an opportunity, guys. Just try. That's all I ask the world of creators. Just try. If you fail, cool. Guess what? We lost this much vinyl. We try again. And if you need any help, like I said, we're always available. You can follow us everywhere at Caesar North America. Make sure that you're following Swift Creek Customs. And if you need any help, I know she teaches classes too. So
thank you so much, Patrick. Enjoy the rest of the show, and I will talk to you soon.
Awesome. Bye, everyone.
Hi, everyone. We will be back in a couple of minutes with Miss Sarah and her workshop. Okay.